Hello and a very warm welcome to today's session brought to you by Team Testbook Super Coaching. I hope all of you are doing really well. देरी नहीं करते हुए फटाफट से आज के सेशन को स्टार्ट करते हैं। आज सबसे पहले हम लोग कल के जो संडे मैराथन क्लास में क्वेश्चंस हम कवर कर रहे थे उसको फटाफट से कंटिन्यू करेंगे और टुवर्ड्स द एंड मैं आपको इस हफ्ते का पूरा स्केड्यूल बताऊंगी। इस हफ्ते हमारा प्राइमरी एम और ऑब्जेक्टिव ये भी रहेगा कि हम क्लस्टर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस को कवर करें, दैट इज यूनिट वाइज थोड़े से क्वेश्चंस को हम लोग देखें। सो देरी नहीं करते हुए फटाफट से लेट्स जस्ट क्विकली गेट स्टार्टेड ऑल टुगेदर। ऑलराइट, गुड इवनिंग कस्तूरी, रानी, अनुशिका, देवशेष, मीनाक्षी, रश्मि, सूरज, गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। लेट्स क्विकली गेट स्टार्टेड, फटाफट से देरी नहीं करते हुए फटाफट से लेट्स जस्ट गेट स्टार्टेड। जैसे कि मैंने कहा कल के जो क्वेश्चंस उनको हम सबसे पहले कंटिन्यू करेंगे, उनको फिनिश करेंगे और उसके बाद आई विल ऑल्सो बी टेलिंग यू द स्केड्यूल ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर वीक। हम लोग आपके जो क्वेश्चंस हैं उन्हें किस तरह से करेंगे, हम लोग उनको एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड मैनर में कवर करने वाले हैं, एक प्रॉपर फोकस्ड मैनर के अंदर यूनिट वाइज वी विल बी मूविंग ऑल टुगेदर। तो एक यूनिट वाइज कवरेज ऑफ क्वेश्चंस विल बी आवर टॉप प्रायोरिटी। ठीक है, तो इस चीज को आप प्लीज थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रखिएगा। ऑलराइट, दैट इज समथिंग दैट विल बी डूइंग। दिस इज अ पार्ट ऑफ योर 1000 क्वेश्चन सीरीज जिसमें हम लोग वाईटी मास्टर क्लास के थ्रू वी आर ट्राइंग टू मेक श्योर दैट 4000 are just not question, sorry, 1000 is just not the question, it's multiplied by 4. So typically 4000 concepts that we'll be trying to pack and cover all together across the multiple platforms and the classes that we are meeting. ठीक है, so let us very quickly get started. JRF booster के timings भी मैं आपको कल तक exactly confirm करके बता दूंगी। मैंने वैसे आपको बता दिया है that over the weekends as well as over the weekdays we'll be having classes, लेकिन कल तक मैं आपको exact टाइम टेबल भी ये बूस्टर बैच का बता दूंगी। ओके, गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। सो लेट्स क्विकली गेट स्टार्टेड। ये आपके कल के लीडर बोर्ड से हैं, राइट? कल के जो आपका लीडर बोर्ड का क्वेश्चन था, सो पूजा हैड आंसर्ड इट, प्रेरणा हैड आंसर्ड इट, रानी हैड आंसर्ड इट, आनंद हैड आंसर्ड इट, सोनाली मिश्रा हैड आंसर्ड इट। सोनाली मिश्रा का आंसर यहाँ पे आया था, बट एनीवे we'll be talking about it. Akash Khatri had answered it, Debashish, Wilfran, Anushika, Ashia Gori, everybody had answered this. So that's really incredible altogether. That's something which is phenomenal. Okay, so let us very quickly dive into. Of course, I hope आपको पता हो this week's timetable schedule क्या है. Monday to Thursday we'll be meeting on YT plus your Sunday marathon session. Monday to Friday we'll be having your master classes at 11 p.m. so that before you sleep you also try to practice. ठीक है, ये आपका क्वेश्चन था। आई थिंक हम लोगों ने we had already covered till your the koi to his koi mistress वाला question हम लोगों ने cover कर दिया था, and this was a homework question that was given to all of you. I hope majority of you actually got it right. I saw a lot of you getting third as the right answer altogether. Literary feminism, women centric writing से वैसे भी आपके लिए important हो जाता है, and here when we are talking about Charlotte Perkins Gilman, The Yellow Wallpaper, or Virginia Woolf's Rumor One Zone, ये सारे के सारे आपके obviously important works हो जाते हैं that you definitely have to keep in mind. Good evening, good evening. Shabnam, HP set also please keep on following the current classes. So HP set, any of your set exams that you're giving, any of your upcoming PhD exams that you're giving, keep on practicing in a very structured manner. All of these things are going to be very important for all of you. Okay, so please remember that. Question number 31. In the anxiety of influence, which of the following definitions is given by Harold Bloom to explain the term Kleinman? This is the first question that we are having. We're just quickly continuing. सबसे पहले आज जो आपके क्वेश्चंस बच गए थे उनको हम फटाफट से कवर करेंगे। ओके, दैट वाज योर होमवर्क क्वेश्चन। पिछले वाला होमवर्क क्वेश्चन था तो तभी उसको हम लोगों ने देखा नहीं है। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, टू टेक्स्ट लिंक टू लिटरेरी फेमिनिज्म, हम लोगों ने देख लिया था। दैट योर रूमर वन जोन as well as yellow wallpaper was a part of it. Okay, what is the correct answer over here? We've already got the right answer. Very good. I can see Debashish, Pooja, Sonali, Dia, everybody is getting Devashri, everyone's got the right answer. So Kleineman is basically poetic misprision. So anxiety of influence, a theory of poetry, इसका subtitle भी आपको पता होना चाहिए. Harold Bloom is introducing 6 revisionary ratios altogether. He's also telling you about misreading, your Kleineman, Teresa, kenosis, demonization, esquisse, Aphrodite. ये आपको पता होने चाहिए. the important kinds, the 6 important aspects of misreading altogether that you're able to see. And your Kleineman is poetic misreading or misprision proper. That is what you're actually able to look at. Okay, so ये आपका हो जाता है. इस तरह के literary theoretical terms ये आपके पूछे जाते हैं. You need to know, you need to have a proper understanding, क्योंकि जितनी ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग पकड़ आपकी लिटरेरी टर्म्स के ऊपर होगी उतना ही बेटर आप करेंगे. हैरल्ड ब्लूम का वैसे भी एंजाइटी ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. याद है अभी फाउंडेशन बैच में हम यही चीज कवर कर रहे थे कि अगर मॉडर्न सेंचुरी इज मेक इट न्यू कन्वेंशन, तो आपका पोस्ट मॉडर्न पोएट्री इज सेइंग वी डू नॉट बिलीव इन एनी ट्रेडिशन. राइट, फिलिप लार्किन क्या कह रहे हैं? आई डू नॉट बिलीव इन एनी ट्रेडिशन व्हाटसोएवर. सो उसके अंदर ही आपका जो थियोरेटिकल आउटपुट होता है ट्रेडिशन वर्सेस नॉट लुकिंग एट ट्रेडिशन, ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट डिबेट आपकी चलती रहती है. So you'll have to remember that. Moving on to question number 32. Let's quickly see how many of you are able to get this right. Question number 32. Question number 32, that is on your way. What is the correct answer that you're all able to see? Okay, okay, okay. A lot of you have started getting the right answer. A lot of you have started getting the right answer over here. That is absolutely true. That's absolutely true. इस तरह के जो statement based questions भी होते हैं, you can actually keep those in mind altogether. Now here, if you look at it, right, here if you're actually looking at this question, research methods are a range of tools that are used for different types of inquiry. That is absolutely true altogether. The tools used in research are products of situation which they are applied to. That is also true. However, one thing that you have to remember, there is no correlation, right? There is no correlation that we are able to see between the assertion and the reason, and therefore B becomes the best option that we are having. Question number 33. Which one of the following statements is appropriately true for Harold Pinter's plays? Harold Pinter के जो plays हैं उनके लिए कौन सी statement is actually particularly true? उनके plays के लिए which is a statement that is particularly true? When we are looking at Harold Pinter's plays, which is a statement that you're able to see is particularly true? What is the correct answer over here? Look at it properly. अच्छी तरीके से इसको देखिए, figure out कीजिए what becomes the correct answer for you overall. Okay, I'm not able to see your comments. All right. But anyway, so now here, please remember in this particular question, what are you able to see? In से कौन सा menace is in the air, and it leads to bloody violence. It's not leading to bloody violence at all. Menaces in the air. So menaces in the air, आपको पता चल रहा है? Menaces in the air, menaces in the air, menaces in the air. That is absolutely true. And therefore, Pinter की works को क्या बोला जाता है? It is called as comedy of menace. What is it called as? It is famously called as comedy of menace. So that is absolutely true altogether, right? It leads to bloody violence. That's not true. Female characters, it is realized through female characters. Not at all. Rather, majority of them don't even have that. But it is not pinned down or explained. That is true. There is no major explanation altogether. Anarchy follows systematic order. ये नहीं है. तो अगर आप logically भी एक बार कोशिश करते हैं इसको देखने का, you would have, even if you don't have any idea, you would have been able to, or you are not able to recollect most of the plays altogether, you would have been able to answer this correctly. So comedy of menace का ये part है. Harold Pinter is basically a part of your entire tradition, which is your comedy of menace tradition. So please remember that altogether. Laughter आपका invoke हो रहा है. तो देखिए ये जो anti realistic theater है, particularly of the 20th century, चाहे वो theater of absurd हो, चाहे वो आपका kitchen sink drama is realistic drama, but anti realistic plays जो आपके आ रहे हैं, comedy of menace is a part of it, theater of cruelty is a part of it, epic theater is a part of it. तो ये आप ना इसके separate notes भी बना लीजिएगा. As it is, when in a structured way we'll also look at questions related to drama, you'll be able to actually see that properly, right? Thank you so much. So please remember that, please keep that in mind, that when we are looking at overall all of these plays, what are we essentially able to see? We're able to see that there is comedy of menace, right? There is comedy of menace, but it's not getting pinned. You don't really come to know why the menace is there, why the confusion is actually being clear, being created altogether. तो ये चीज आपको याद रखना है. बर्थडे पार्टी मिंगलिंग ऑफ कॉमेडी एंड डेंजर, स्टैनले का कैरेक्टर, राइट. ये आपको क्वेश्चन भी आ चुका है, रिमेंबर कि who suggests the birthday party, Goldberg का character, Mr. Crane का Can का character, they are coming overall. So just keep that in mind. This is how you're able to see the comedy of menace developing. Who among the following linguists proposed the term competence and performance? Competence and performance किसने क्रिएट किया था? Competence and performance. Very good Devashish. Competence and performance are the words that are associated with. There are two important people who are associated with the word competence and performance. Whom are we talking about? Competence and performance. Chomsky, very good. Shweta Padma, Aisha, everyone's got the right answer. ऊपर सबके comments जा रहे हैं. Noam Chomsky is telling you about competence and performance. So what are we able to see? You are able to see that आपका जो lang and parole है, एक तरह से वो भी आपका आ रहा है. So competence, like lang, is the entire system that you are having, the knowledge that you are having like a native speaker of the language, and performance is the actual utterance that you are able to see, right? Performance is the actual utterance that you are able to actually look at, right? So please remember that these are the two important concepts that are coming from the pen of Noam Chomsky, competence and performance. So these are the words that we are able to see. Okay, question number 35. Hari wrote a poem on the mountain. Which two of the following are admissible statements about the sentence? Which are admissible statements about the sentence? ध्यान से देखिएगा इस क्वेश्चन को, quickly बताइए, what do you think is the right answer over here? Hari wrote a poem on the mountain. Hari wrote a poem on the mountain. What becomes the right answer? Okay, I'm not able to. Yes, everyone. The competence and performance, your anxiety of influence, Harold Bloom, how Kleineman is considered to be poetic, a sort of misinterpretation that you're able to see, all the 6 other ratios that are coming. वो भी आपको थोड़ा सा याद रखना है. So keep on remembering all of these pointers together. Okay, that will be like extremely important. What is the correct answer over here? What is the correct answer over here? I can see piecing ka. Okay, piecing has tried to get the right answer, and a lot of others. Hari wrote a poem on the mountain. Okay, Hari wrote the sentence is an example of lexical ambiguity, is an example of structural ambiguity. Okay, the sentence involves two deep structures. The sentence involves two surface structures. Okay, now please remember this kind of a question. ये जो आपका आता है, इसके अंदर syntactic ambiguity है. Syntactic ambiguity को structural ambiguity भी आप consider कर सकते हो, which basically means that there are multiple structural ambiguity. Syntactic ambiguity क्या होती है? You are able to interpret it in multiple ways. आपके पास multiple ways है to interpret this all together. That is what you are able to see. So we are not sure that इस line में we are not sure that when see अब देखो कैसे आपका Hari wrote a poem on the mountain. ठीक है, कैन यू सी हरी रोट अ पोयम ऑन द माउंटेन? क्या हरी माउंटेन के ऊपर बैठ के पोयम लिख रहा है, या क्या हरी माउंटेन के बारे में? इससे ये भी आ रहा है के बारे में, राइट, के बारे में. तो दोनों में से क्या है? इज ही सिटिंग ऑन द माउंटेन एंड देन राइटिंग अ पोयम, और इज ही राइटिंग द एंटायर पोयम ऑन द माउंटेन? वो माउंटेन के बारे में पोएम लिख रहे हैं. तो ये एक तरह से आपका सिंटैक्टिक, इसको सिंटैक्टिक एम्बिग्विटी भी कहते हैं. प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट दिस इज अ काइंड ऑफ सिंटैक्टिक एम्बिग्विटी आल्सो. तो बी आपका वैसे भी सही है, जहां पे आपका बी है ऑटोमेटिकली नहीं है, वो आपने हटा देना है. आई होप इट इज क्लियर टू यू कि स्ट्रक्चरल एम्बिग्विटी क्या होती है, सिंटैक्टिक एम्बिग्विटी क्या होती है, कैसे आप सिंटैक्टिक एम्बिग्विटी को एक तरह से अंडरस्टैंड करते हो ऑल टुगेदर. एंड प्लीज रिमेंबर यहाँ पर एक और चीज जो आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है कि deep structure और surface structure. So deep structure and surface structure, just like competence and performance, Noam Chomsky ने introduce किया था. Deep structure और surface structure का भी concept Noam Chomsky ही introduce कर रहे हैं. And here you have to remember that Chomsky का जो deep structure है, ये आपको बताना चाह रहा है ideas के बारे में, ट्रूथ्स के बारे में, फीलिंग्स के बारे में ऑल टुगेदर। तो यहाँ पर भी ना एक तरह से सरफेस स्ट्रक्चर तो चलो ठीक है, बट डीप स्ट्रक्चर नहीं यहाँ पर क्लियर है, राइट। डीप स्ट्रक्चर आपका यहाँ पर क्लियर नहीं है, ठीक है। तो ये चीज आपको यहाँ पर याद रखनी है। सबसे पहले तो एक और चीज यहाँ पर याद रखिएगा, दैट बोथ डीप स्ट्रक्चर एज वेल एज सरफेस स्ट्रक्चर, ये ना थोड़ा सा मैं बार बार बोल रही हूँ, जब आपका ये 1000 क्वेश्चन सीरीज चल रहा है, प्लीज बी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड एंड डिसिप्लिन्ड इन नोटिंग डाउन द टर्म्स। आपका डीप स्ट्रक्चर एंड सरफेस स्ट्रक्चर, ठीक है, डीप स्ट्रक्चर एज वेल एज सरफेस स्ट्रक्चर जो आपका है, ये भी चॉम्स्की हमें दे रहे हैं। तो आई होप इट इज क्लियर। ये स्ट्रक्चरल सिंटैक्टिक एम्बिगुइटी का एग्जाम्पल है, क्योंकि हमें समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि क्या ये माउंटेन के बारे में लिख रहे हैं या माउंटेन के ऊपर बैठे हैं। आई होप दिस इज क्लियर। स्ट्रक्चरल एम्बिगुइटी सबको क्लियर है। व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय सिंटैक्टिक एम्बिगुइटी या स्ट्रक्चरल एम्बिगुइटी? ये इट इज नॉट। सो व्हेन यू लुक एट दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, व्हेन यू आर लुकिंग एट दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, you are clearly able to see that it's not lexical ambiguity, ठीक है, it is not lexical ambiguity for sure। तो ये पॉइंटर आपको थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा। और डीप स्ट्रक्चर और सरफेस स्ट्रक्चर, डीप स्ट्रक्चर, सरफेस स्ट्रक्चर, ये आपका कौन इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहा है? दीज आर चॉम्स्कियन आइडियाज, ये नॉम चॉम्स्की इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं व्हेन ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट योर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल ग्रामर ऑल टुगेदर। डीप स्ट्रक्चर्स क्या होते हैं? कॉन्सेप्ट्स, थॉट्स, फीलिंग्स, जो आपके एक तरह से विच आर नॉट एक्सप्लिसिट, दे आर इम्प्लाइड, ठीक है। तो इसको आप क्या कह सकते हो? डीप स्ट्रक्चर्स आर इम्प्लाइड। आप इसको इस तरह से समझ सकते हो, दे आर इम्प्लाइड ऑल टुगेदर, ओके। जैसे 1 अप्रैल आ गया तो एवरीबडी विल नाउ स्टार्ट स्टडिंग। वेयर एज सरफेस स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है? सरफेस स्ट्रक्चर इज व्हाट इज एक्सप्लिसिट, ठीक है। तो एक चीज है इम्प्लाइड और दूसरी चीज है एक्सप्लिसिट। जैसे इफ आई से यू बेटर स्टार्ट स्टडिंग नाउ, right? But what is implication behind this line? That it's high time and now you better structure your notes altogether, okay? तो ये आपका आ रहा है deep structure is something which is not really clear, right? So that is what you are able to see. So syntactic error, your syntactic ambiguity, your structural ambiguity, I hope that is clear. Lexical ambiguity होता है जैसे malapropism की तरह, वो lexical ambiguity हो जाता कि आपने इधर के उधर, उधर के इधर वर्ड्स कर दिए हैं, बट यहाँ पर लेक्सिकल एम्बिगुइटी नहीं है, स्ट्रक्चरल एम्बिगुइटी आ रहा है। सो प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट। दोनों के दोनों कॉन्सेप्ट्स याद रखिएगा, डीप स्ट्रक्चर, सरफेस स्ट्रक्चर, कॉम्पिटेंस, परफॉर्मेंस, चॉम्स्की के आइडिया हैं। स्ट्रक्चरल एम्बिगुइटी, लेक्सिकल एम्बिगुइटी, स्ट्रक्चरल एम्बिगुइटी, सिंटैक्टिक एम्बिगुइटी, दो मीनिंग्स निकल के आ रहे हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 36, मैच लिस्ट 1 विद लिस्ट 2। Match list 1 with list 2. Match list 1 with list 2. Okay, Pankaj, that's very sweet of you. अब एग्जाम्स आ रहे हैं तो वैसे भी ओके, आई थिंक आप लोग और सीरियस हो गए हैं तभी। हाँ पंकज, very good. Debashish has got it. Devashri has also got it. Okay, very nice, very good attempt. अभी देखते हैं. Okay, very good. लेकिन देवाश्री, देबशीष, इन सबका सही जवाब आ गया है और बाकी भी आई एम श्योर आंसर कर रहे हैं। जॉन कीट्स, सो बेसिकली ऑथर और उनके वर्क्स आपको दे रखे हैं। जॉन कीट्स इज राइटिंग द नैरेटिव पोएम लामिया। ये ना सिर्फ आपको पता होना चाहिए बल्कि इसको थोड़ा सा और देख भी लीजिएगा, चाहे तो आप ऑक्सफोर्ड कंपेनियन से भी थोड़ा सा देख सकते हैं ऑल टुगेदर। कीट्स के ओड्स, लामिया हो गए, लाबेल डैम सैंस मर्सी हो गया, ओड्स सारी की सारी जो हो गई उनके और वर्क्स जो आ रहे हैं, दैट ऑल्सो यू कैन कीप that in mind altogether, okay? So please remember that. Okay, Wordsworth का The Excursion is a very important work. याद है लिटरेरी लेजेंड्स के अंदर भी हम लोगों ने वर्ड्सवर्थ के एक्सकर्शन को कवर कर रखा है। We have already talked about वर्ड्सवर्थ का जो एक्सकर्शन आ रहा है in your literary legend series altogether, इसको हम लोगों ने डिस्कस करके रखा है। पीबी शेली इज राइटिंग एलास्टर। एलास्टर का सबटाइटल क्या है? द स्पिरिट ऑफ सॉलिट्यूड। द स्पिरिट ऑफ सॉलिट्यूड इज बाय पीबी शेली। पीबी शेली इज राइटिंग इट एंड सॉन्ग्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस ब्लेक गाय। जैसे अगर आपको सॉन्ग्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस भी पता था, D2 आपको पता था, तो D2 तो ऑलमोस्ट सारे में है, तो आप इसको वैसे भी एलिमिनेशन मेथड यूज कर सकते थे, राइट? फिर धीरे धीरे एक्सकर्शन भी वर्ड्सवर्थ का, सो ये जस्ट take a look at it and remember, but good try everybody. Okay, so Alastair का सबटाइटल क्या है? The Spirit of Solitude. ये कौन दे रहा है? पीबी शेली. कब आ रहा है? 1816 के अंदर. कनेक्ट करते रहिए, जैसे अभी हम लोगों ने इसी 2-3 दिनों में जो वाईटी की क्लास हुई है, मास्टर क्लास हुई है, इससे 100 साल के बाद कौन सा वर्क आ रहा है? पोर्ट्रेट ऑफ द आर्टिस्ट एज ए यंग मैन, स्टीफन हीरो, जिसका ओरिजिनल टाइटल था. याद है, ये क्वेश्चन भी हम लोगों ने बहुत बार किया है. अभी जो कल की क्लास में किया था शायद, या परसों की क्लास में वाईटी पे, when we had looked at, put them in chronological order, Mrs. Dalloway 1925, Sons and Lovers जिसका आपका था, then you had Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. अभी अभी हम लोगों ने हाल ही में कल या परसों में किया है. तो कनेक्शंस बनाते रहिएगा. Songs of Experience and Innocence by Blake, that is important. He is a sui generis. He is of his own kind altogether. Sui generis. ये खुद का mythology create कर रहे हैं. He is only one of the only your romantic poet who never leaves London. Okay, that is another important thing. Lamia is a narrative poem by John Keats, published in July 1820. Excursion is a long poem that you're able to see that Wordsworth is writing. Okay, question number 37. Arrange the following in the chronological order in the way it was published. Okay, in the way it was published. So when you'll have to put that in the chronological order. Particularly, don't forget to even mention when was it getting published altogether. Okay, chronological order और जब ये publish हो रहा है. हाँ जी पी सिंह, अभी 11 बजे ऐप पे हम लोग मिल रहे हैं. Aisha Gauri, very good. Aisha Gauri B, but it's not the correct answer, but she's trying her best. Sonali has got the right answer. Good. Sonali has got the right answer. Sonali has got the right answer. But Aisha Gori भी अच्छे से try कर रही है. Very nice. अच्छा. Now यहाँ पर आपको chronological order करना है. अगर आपको नहीं भी पता है, अगर आपको exact dates नहीं भी पता है, आपको थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना है कि कब कब ये works आ रहे हैं. फ्रांसिस बेकन जो Advancement of Learning लिख रहे हैं, कौन सी सेंचुरी में आ रहे हैं? He is coming during the Elizabethan age. ये आपका 16th century, 17th century का beginning में लिख रहे हैं. Whereas origin of species and of heroes and hero worship by Carlyle and your origin of species by Darwin, this is during the Victorian period that you are able to see. तो ये दोनों के दोनों वर्क्स जो आपके आ रहे हैं, सबसे पहले देखिए, अगर आपको एग्जैक्ट नहीं भी पता है, ठीक है, अगर आपको एग्जैक्ट नहीं भी पता है तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि ए तो सबसे पहले लाइव्स ऑफ पोएट्स जॉनसन का पीरियड का है. ठीक है, तो ए आपका आ गया, उसके बाद आपका लाइव्स ऑफ पोएट्स आ गया. ये दोनों के दोनों सही हैं. ठीक है, दैट इज व्हाट दे हैव एक्चुअली डन. सो ऑटोमेटिकली यू विल हैव टू हैव अ बॉलपार्क अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि कौन सा वर्ड कहाँ पर लिखा गया है. ओरिजिन्स ऑफ स्पीशीज 1859 में आता है, जबकि कार्लाइल का जो वर्क है इट इज कमिंग इन 1841 बिफोर. ठीक है, 1841 के अंदर आपका कार्लाइल का वर्क आ रहा है. सो व्हेन वी आर लुकिंग एट द वर्क ऑफ कार्लाइल, दिस इज कमिंग इन 1841, whereas origins of species is coming in 1859. ठीक है, so please remember that. फ्रांसिस बेकन का aphoristic style of writing, novum organum हो गया, how Bacon is getting inspired by Montague, किस तरह से ये essays लिख रहे हैं, 1605 में आ रहा है. Samuel Johnson's Lives of Most Eminent Poet that you're able to see 1779. Please remember this as well. Carlyle का Heroes and Hero Worship 1841 and Darwin का Origin of Species is coming in 1859, which gave a major blow to Christianity because you were questioning the Bible altogether. Right? Okay, match list 1 with list 2. You have to match list 1 with list 2. Very good, Shabnam. Yes, Novum Organum. That's absolutely true. Jaldi se bataiye, what is the correct answer over here in list 1 and list 2? List 1 and list 2. What becomes the correct answer? Sorry. What becomes the correct answer over here in both the lists? What are you actually able to see? What are you actually able to see? Very good. Devashish has got it. Devashish has got it right. Very good. Very nice. So Devashish got it right. Let's just see now. Now Paul Grice. Paul Grice. Now ये सारे के सारे आप just add them also in your answers related, in your answers जो लैंग्वेज एंड लिंग्विस्टिक्स के हैं, उसके अंदर इसको प्लीज थोड़ा सा ऐड भी कर दीजिएगा. हर्बर्ट पॉल ग्राइस, ही इज ऑल्सो अ लिंग्विस्ट, राइट, ही इज ऑल्सो अ लिंग्विस्ट. रिमेंबर आज फाउंडेशन बैच में वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ फिलोलॉजिस्ट हु इज गोइंग टू लर्न वेल्श लैंग्वेज. कैन यू पुट दैट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन which writer and which work were we talking about? So we were talking about this philologist who goes to to learn Welsh in order to increase his earning capacity altogether. या अभी हम लोगों ने फाउंडेशन बैच में करा था. Okay, so Herbert Paul Grice, he's actually starting, he talks about cooperative principle. हम लोग कितनी बार बोलते हैं ना, इंग्लिश जितना ज्यादा आप बोलोगे एक दूसरे के साथ उतना ही ज्यादा आप लर्न कर पाओगे. That is what he was actually talking about, right? That is what he was predominantly discussing about. तो ये cooperative principle जो आपका आ जाता है, that is something which is coming. Language हम कहते हैं ना, जितना पढ़ोगे, जितना आप interact करोगे, that is also very very important. This is what we were talking about. So that is based on the cooperative principle altogether. So ये आपको, this is a concept that Herbert Paul Grice is giving. Herbert Paul Grice is actually associated. Linguistic relativity is actually, the Sapir-Whorf theory altogether. That means it's absolutely relative. It's not fixed altogether. Context पे आपका depend करता है. That is what we are predominantly able to see. अगर आपको कुछ भी नहीं आ रहा था तो I hope you were able to understand that कैसे आपका linguistic sign का जो concept है, that is Ferdinand de Saussure. Ferdinand de Saussure is giving you the concept of linguistic signs. Linguistic signs. So C was actually 2. Even if you see, आप इसको elimination method use कर सकते थे. Paul Grice का cooperative principle है. So that was 4. So as it is, this was also coming across. And Nancy Doran is talking about language death, right? How language, if it's not used, language को कौन alive रखता है? The number of speakers give it currency. एक language को alive रखने के लिए हमें क्या चाहिए? एक language को alive रखने के लिए हमें speakers चाहिए of that particular language. So Herbert Paul Grice जो हैं, he was trying to tell you about successful communication and cooperative principles altogether. Linguistic relativity was developed by Sapir-Whorf, Benjamin Lee Whorf, Sapir-Whorf theory. ये भी बताते हैं that all human thought was a nebula before the introduction of language, क्योंकि language ही नहीं होती तो हम लोग कैसे इसको express कर पाते. So principle of linguistic relativity altogether, that is what we are able to see. That means, your behavior will determine what kind of tone that you're going to be using. How would you be delivering your answers altogether? Linguistic sign, signifier and signified, ये Ferdinand de Saussure का concept है. And linguistic death, Nancy Doran. Nancy Doran, language death, the life cycle of a Scottish Gaelic dialect altogether. That how languages die, how languages are not spoken anymore. That is what you're able to see. Question number 39. Arrange the following terms in the chronological order of their emergence. Chronological order में even crash course के अंदर आपका एक separate session है wherein उल्टा 2 आपकी separate sessions हैं जिसमें chronology based focus ही हो रहा है. That is another thing that you're able to see. What is the correct answer over here? Very good, Devashish. Devashish is right. Okay, Devashish is on fire today. Devashish is on fire today. Okay, I'll also shuffle some of these questions anyway. So, okay, now here when you're talking about chronology of concept, let's just take it one by one all together. एक एक करके इसको देखते हैं. Heresy of paraphrase. So, when you're talking about heresy of paraphrase, ये well-wrought urn में Client Brooks हमें दे रहे हैं. well-wrought urn 1949 में आ रहा है. So well-wrought urn is a work that you are able to see. Client Brooks is the one who's associated. Client Brooks is the one who's writing it. Heresy of paraphrase, you cannot really summarize the work altogether. अगर आप summarize करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, you're a fool because that cannot be done. Stream of consciousness was actually used by psychologist William James altogether in the Principles of Psychology. Principles of Psychology 1890 में आता है. 1890 में Principles of Psychology आ रहा है. Then other writers are actually following this style of writing that you are able to see, but William James is the one who is the inaugurator of this style. Practical criticism, again extremely important. ये चीज भी आपको थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा that how you are able to see. I.A. Richards 1929 में practical criticism का पूरा book लिख रहे हैं, right? So 1929 में we are able to see that I.A. Richards is the one who is coming and writing practical criticism. criticism. Defamiliarization is a term associated with Russian formalism, and Russian formalists are actually using it. Victor Slavonsky art as a technique में इसको utilize कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? Victor Slavonsky art as a technique के अंदर he is actually utilizing this entire concept, art as a technique. Art as the technique के अंदर we are able to see that Victor Slavonsky is actually utilizing it. So if you see it over here, it is stream of consciousness. So automatically stream of consciousness के बाद आपका defamiliarization Russian formalists 1909 से लेके almost 1930 तक काफी ज्यादा active रहते हैं. Then practical criticism उससे पहले सो अच्छा, अब यहाँ पर देखिएगा सी आपका प्रैक्टिकल क्रिटिसिज्म पहले आ रहा है एंड देन आपका हेरेसी ऑफ पैराफ्रेज आ रहा है. Okay, I hope we are able to understand that. No worries, Monica, no worries. Next time you can be on time altogether. Okay, next time please be on time. No worries at all. Okay, so I hope this is absolutely clear altogether. Defamiliarization 1917 के अंदर आपका आ रहा है. Okay, moving on to the next question. Question number 40. Question number 40. Which, according to Thomas Hobbes, is the only science God has bestowed on mankind that informs the structure of his monumental work Leviathan. Leviathan may, remember, he says man's life is nasty, brutish and short. He's talking about how we are able to see that man's life is nasty, brutish and short altogether. What is the correct answer over here? Okay. That is right. That is absolutely right. But what according to Hobbes is the only science? Only science. Occult से inspired हो सकता है, but only science पूछा जा रहा है. Schenberger has got it right. Kasturi has got it right. Suraj Verma has got it right. Absolutely right. According to him, geometry is the proper science. For him, what is the proper science? Geometry is a proper science that we are able to see over here. ठीक है? So Thomas Hobbes जो 17th century prose writings में आप include कर सकते हो, social contract theory आपको बताते हैं. And what are we able to see? The only science that God has given on mankind is geometry. Occult studies is a little different altogether. That is what they are trying to talk about. Okay. Poetry, according to Sir Philip Sidney, is of three kinds. This is a very simple question. Question number 41. I think we've done it multiple times altogether. Question number 41. What is the right answer? Poetry, according to Sir Philip Sidney. तीन तरह की कौन सी होती है? Right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Religious, philosophical, and imaginative. Religious, philosophical, and imaginative. These are the three important kinds. Remember, he considers literature to be better than history, philosophy. He's trying to make sure that, there is a strengthening of argument. He starts with Peter Piglanio talking about horsemanship. और वो कहता है कि अगर वो horsemanship को support कर सकते हैं तो मैं poetry का defense नहीं लिख सकता हूँ. Right? So that is how it's actually trying to rescue poetry from the attacks of Plato, from the attacks of writers like Stephen Gossen's school of abuse, the Puritan attacks to poetry के ऊपर आ रहे थे. Okay, so please remember that. All right, moving on to the 42nd question. जल्दी से 42nd question को भी देख लेते हैं. Who among the following theorists particularly emphasize the social and historical dimensions of a text reception? The social, ध्यान से देखिए and try to cover it all together. So when we are talking about your social historical dimensions of a text reception, very good. Wilfran has got it right. Gayatri Puli has got it right. Absolutely right. Very good. So Wilfran is absolutely right. Gayatri is absolutely right. Hans Robert Jasus is the correct answer. Peribody को आप ऐसे भी eliminate कर सकते थे because reception theory के बारे में है. Reader response theory के ऊपर भी notes बना लीजिएगा. Hermeneutics, the art of meaning making, हम लोगों ने कल परसों भी ये चीजों को देखा था. So Hans Robert Jasus, here you are able to see associated with constant school reception aesthetics altogether. So please keep that in mind. And there is this entire way through which the reception theory is being taken place altogether. ये थोड़ा सा और मैं आपको reader response theory को समझा दूंगी, so that it's easier for you to answer these questions. Question number 43. Who among the following presented the concept of multi-accentuality of the sign, saying that signs possess an inner dialectical quality and evaluative accent? An evaluative accent. An evaluative accent. Who is saying that? Who is saying that? What is the correct answer over here? जल्दी से बताइएगा. What becomes the right answer? Very good, very good, very good. Sonali, Dia, Gayatri, Vilfran, everybody has got the right answer. Everybody has got the right answer. So it is Valentin Voloshinov. That is absolutely correct. Marxism and philosophy of language के अंदर Valentin Voloshinov is telling us the concept of multi-accentuality. That means you are able to see that there are multiple changes that will come, multiple things that will come. Uni accented words होते हैं. The way that everyone is going to be using them, that's also going to be very different from each other. तो Valentin Voloshinov Marxism and philosophy of language में ये बोल रहे हैं. ये जल्दी से क्वेश्चन को बताइएगा. Arrange the following authors in chronological order of their birth. You have to arrange them in the chronological order of their birth. Chronological order of their birth. You have to arrange them in the chronological order of their birth. जल्दी से बताइए chronological order of their birth. Chronological order of their birth. Very good. Anushika has got the right answer. Anushika is right. Anushika has got the right answer over here. Very nice. Good try, Anushika. Good try. Good try. Langland almost 1330 में, he was actually one of the first people, and Chaucer's coming in 1340 approximately, right? So that is another important thing that you are able to see, that when you're talking about Geoffrey Chaucer, so 1340 approximately, right? And then all the way till 1400, that is what we are predominantly able to see. So अगर आपको Langland B and C पता चल गया है तो automatically आप elimination method use कर देंगे. Right, you'll be using the elimination method because it's B and C, it's Langland coming before Geoffrey Chaucer. Then when you take the question a little further, okay, when you take the question a little further, you come to know that Dryden is coming in. So Dryden is born in around 1631. Then you are having Alexander Pope 1688, जो आपका bloodless revolution या glorious revolution है. So उसके बाद आपका Dryden आ रहे हैं. So DE एंड फाइनली आपका ऑस्कर वाइल्ड आ रहे हैं. वैसे भी अगर आपको नहीं भी पता था तो ये तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि ये आपका बी, इसमें भी आप एलिमिनेशन मेथड यूज कर सकते थे. बट ड्राइडन 1631, अलेक्जेंडर पोप 1688. ओके, so and यहाँ पर of course Oscar Wilde is a Victorian writer, so please remember that. Okay, please keep that in mind. All right, this is your homework question. Okay, this is your homework question. Please इसको cover कीजिएगा. And I will see you all for the master class in the next couple of minutes. 11 o'clock we will log in for the master class. We'll quickly cover a few questions जिसके अंदर हम लोग poll करेंगे. Remember the writer, the poll recipient who's going to be completing properly the poll this entire week will also be getting the prize all together. So please remember that. So I'll see you all for the master class. Secondly, इस पूरे हफ्ते structured way में आज तो हम लोग continue कर रहे थे कुछ questions को, but in a focused manner we're also going to be revising your questions with concepts all together. Fine. Thanks everyone for joining. I'll catch up with all of you now for the 11 p.m. masterclass. Fine. Don't forget to tune in. Bye. Take care. Bye everyone. Thank you.